What is up, guys? Welcome to the Social Bamboo Podcast. This is the show where we teach fast and sustainable social media growth strategies, but ultimately, like I mentioned a couple episodes ago, and like I'm going to keep saying from here, nothing else matters unless the businesses who listen to this show are successful. So every once in a while, I like to talk about a topic that might seem a little bit off, but it's also so prominent in the entrepreneur and self-help and personal growth world that I just feel like the need to talk about it if I feel like there is some valuable perspective that I could bring to you, if it's well-researched perspective as well, if I have a lot of primary experience on it. Otherwise, I'm not going to talk about it. And today I would like to talk about the law of attraction, as well as the book The Secret, which really made the law of attraction so popular, and why I think it can help people, but also why I think it can really hurt businesses as well. So I know some of you out there are huge on the law of attraction. You've made your entire life based around it over the last few years. And if you're not open to having anything that you believe questioned today, then maybe not the episode for you. However, if you are a true business owner and marketer, then you probably have the mindset that you don't really care what you hope is true. And this is me to, down to the bitter end. I can give up any idea that I've held on to even for years. It doesn't matter what it is in an instant if presented with new information. I don't care at all what I hope to be true. All I care is what is true and what gets good results. And like I said before, I want to speak to you from personal experience and results today. And if there's something that I have a consistent track record of doing, it's hitting almost every goal that I set out to do. Most of the time I hit goals, and it wasn't always like that. I had years of very rarely hitting the targets that I set out for myself, but from being a seasoned direct sales representative and also running my own businesses for over 10 years now, I have gotten a system of setting goals and hitting them that it almost feels like I can actually manifest the things that I want in life. That when I set out to do something, that it actually does happen for me. And this is the same premise of the law of attraction. However, this is more based on your thoughts, and the vibration of your thoughts will attract similar vibrations and things like that into your life. So if you want to get a new relationship, it's a matter of manifesting that and meditating on it and visualizing it and saying your affirmations and a lot of practices like that, which I actually am a big fan of. Most of the practices that go hand in hand with the law of attraction, but whether it's the law of attraction that's making these things happen or not is more what I want to talk about today. And I will first say that I am agnostic on the law of attraction. I think that it's very easy to look for data that supports, hey, this person tried to manifest a new job and then they got hired. They also did crush their interview and were overqualified, but hey, they manifested it. I think it's very easy to look at causation and correlation and just, put the two together and rule in favor of the way that we want to believe, because believing in thinking to determine our reality is a beautiful thing, right? Like, if only it was that easy. And I hope it is true. I will say that. I do hope it is true. But like I said before, I really don't care about trying to prove what I hope to be true. I just care about looking at all the information. And so far in my life, I've hit a lot of goals, and I wouldn't say that I used the law of attraction for doing any of it. So maybe I would have been able to do my goals a lot quicker, but I can tell you that hard work seems to be the thing that makes me the luckiest. I kind of go more off the philosophy of the harder I work, the luckier I get, and I found that to be very, very true. And if you listen to some of my past episodes, I think it was episode 150 where I talk about how to hit goals, you can probably hear a little bit of like a spiritualityness in me for my approach to how I hit goals, how I say like the universe just kind of rewards you at certain times. And I have found that the universe does typically reward people who never give up on their goals. But as far as the universe rewards people who think about their goals, whether or not they take a massive amount of action or not, I have not seen to be true. So I know there's a lot with, depending on where you learn the law of attraction, if you get it off of Tony Robbins' website or from The Secret or from any of these other websites out here, I mean, kind of looking around here, you can see that if you type in like how many laws of attraction there are, you can find articles on the 48 laws of attraction, the 3 laws of attraction, the 7. Tony Robbins' website has the 6. And some of them are consistent, some of them are totally different. There's not a lot of consistent information that you'll find if you go to a bunch of law of attraction gurus, and it's kind of because it's not really a law of nature or of science, such as like laws of inertia or matter. Things like matter cannot be created or destroyed, which we know to be true, 100% of the time. However, there's plenty of people who have been practicing manifestation for years, and just because they want to attract a new partner within 24 hours, which a bunch of YouTube videos out there on the law of attraction claim, like how to attract love into your life in 24 hours, how to triple your income in 3 weeks using the law of attraction. And it's like, well, I mean, unless you have a business plan or plan to get promoted, I mean, you're probably not just going to hit the lottery or whatever. Otherwise, everyone practicing the law of manifestation probably would have hit the lottery by now, would have already been in their dream marriage. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying to call it a law as if it's a law of science is pretty impossible to back up. And you can kind of just look at your own results of how many times have you tried to manifest something that didn't work for you. And even though it's very easy for you to tell yourself, or someone that you're maybe coaching with to tell you, oh, you did it wrong, or oh, you thought the wrong way, you must have, you must have had a negative thought creep in there. That's why it didn't work. That's why you didn't win the lottery. I mean, that's what we're dealing with here. And I already know I'm going to get some backlash for this episode, and I really don't care. I love it. Like, why would you want to listen to a show that doesn't like open up your thought process? Even if you disagree with me, why wouldn't you be open to just listen to me and be like, yeah, Derek, he's got good hashtag stuff, but, stay away from the law of attraction. Feel free to DM me whatever you like about this episode. But if you really listen to me the whole thing, I can tell you why I feel that the pattern I've realized of a ton of people that practice the law of attraction aren't wealthy as well. However, a lot of the people that teach the law of attraction are extremely wealthy. And that's one of the major points that I'm going to make today. A lot of people who practice it are not wealthy, and a lot of people who teach it are. And, that's in a lot of industries too. And this is me coming to you as like a business coach too, that like I'm even saying this, there's plenty of people out there that will sell information. Maybe it's not the information that people need, but it was easy to market it. All right. They were good at marketing it. I'm not even going to say anything about, oh, it was bad information or they were a fake guru. That's rarely what's happening, actually. When you buy information that doesn't work for you, or these courses or these, coaching programs that are like thousands of dollars or very overpriced, it's rarely that the stuff they're teaching isn't true or has some merit to it. It's that the promise of the program, in order to get a $30,000 sale out of you, wasn't necessarily what they could actually promise. So here's my biggest problem with the law of attraction as far as a marketing standpoint goes. The law of attraction is the easiest thing to sell in the world, because all you need to tell people is, hey, I'm going to teach you how to think about what you want in life, and you're going to get it. You need to triple your income? Oh, don't even worry about getting a new skill set. Don't worry about going to college. Don't worry about, applying for jobs. Don't worry about getting better at interviewing. I'm going to teach you how to manifest it through your thoughts and through what you write on paper, and a lot of actions that might do a little bit for you. But if there's one guaranteed way to increase your chances of landing a new job, it would be increasing the amount of applications you send out and getting better at interviewing and doing things to beef up your resume, and just working on your communication skills and your rapport building. All of those things definitely 100% influence you to be able to get the job. And humans, we naturally want to take the path of least resistance to get to our goals. So for instance, let's take an example of if you wanted to lose some fat that you have around your stomach. All right, there's two ways. You can get a new fitness program that is a 12-week personal training coach that you have to show up to the gym 5 times a week. And who knows if it will work or not. You've done plenty of fitness programs in the past that, didn't always work out for you. It's going to be a lot of hard work. You don't really love the gym, but hey, 12-week fitness program and you're going to lose weight. That's one way. Second way, liposuction. It has a 100% chance to work and you don't have to do anything. That's why liposuction is sold for $40,000 and a 12-week gym training program is sold for $300 to $500. Even though they deliver the exact same result, and you could make a case for, hey, if you follow that workout program perfectly, you will get the result, guaranteed, no ands, ifs, or but, even if you wanted to go that far with your marketing, because people can't conceive it as just a definite result with very little work to get there, it makes it so it can't be sold nearly as high. So the reason why people like Bob Proctor can sell courses for over $30,000 to people who are dead broke is because the promise of the course. He's not teaching you how to build a business from scratch like my programs might, right? Hey, I'm going to teach you how to run Facebook ads and email marketing, and it's going to be a lot of work, but it's what needs to be done, because taking a shortcut to your goals usually is just not hitting them at all, in my experience. Trying to take a shortcut to hitting your goals usually doesn't work out for people. But I have hit nearly every goal I've pursued relentlessly, worked every second, got extremely innovative, and I honestly didn't spend a second sitting there trying to meditate or attract people. And again, I'm not saying that it wouldn't have helped me, but I'm saying I've got quite the track record of hitting goals without ever using manifestation. However, I have used hard work, and it has worked nearly 100% of the time. So, I'm more just saying I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying my method without it works pretty damn well. And I'll talk about some specific stories here in a second. But the reason why Bob Proctor can sell $30,000 programs, which he does, because I know someone who bought one of the $30,000 programs. I watched him on Facebook Live talk about it. He says, I talked to the man himself and it was $30,000. I had less than $1,000 left to my name, but he got me set up on a financing program, and now I've manifested all this wealth and whatever. And basically what he does now is he just does the same thing. He sells law of attraction coaching to other people, just because it's the easiest thing to sell in the world, because you're just telling people, oh, you want a new partner? Oh yeah, law of attraction. I'm going to teach you how to sit there and think about it to make it happen. I'm not going to teach you how to get better at dating apps. I'm not going to teach you how to get better at texting, going on dates, and being more romantic. I'm not going to teach you that. I'm just going to teach you how to attract it with your thoughts. And when people believe that it's going to be that simple, that is so much more attractive of a program to purchase than one that is going to require them to learn all these new skill sets, go out and do trial and error and slowly get better at attracting a partner. So that is why, because it's so easy, the sell of it is so simple, it's very easy to sell it, because you're also just tying in whatever they want to the law of attraction. Oh, you want a new job? Law of attraction. You want more money? Law of attraction. You want a better body? Hey, you don't need to go to the gym? Law of attraction. It's very easy to just sell this, because you're taking whatever they want in life, tying it onto that, and then saying that it's going to be as simple as thinking to get it. So no ands, ifs, or buts, regardless of if it's true or not. I hope you agree that there is nothing easier to sell in the world than convincing someone of the idea of law of attraction and why they would need to purchase help from you to get it. Because, hey, if I give you this help, once you figure this out, dude, the world is your oyster. You can literally have whatever you want in life. It's the easiest way to market anything. Tie what people's desires already are onto your offer. Star Wars fans out there, how do you get Anakin to go to the dark side? Well, you can't tell him that Obi-Wan is lame and he's a jerk and that's why you should go to the dark side. You have to tell him that Padme is gonna die unless you go to the dark side. You have to take their deepest desire and then channel it on what you want them to do. And that's all selling the law of attraction courses and coaching essentially is. It's very easy to sell. So just keep that in mind when you're being pitched something for $30,000 to $50,000 if there are a ton of YouTube videos on it and vision boards, affirmations, a lot of things that don't really require that level of help to do. At least I wouldn't think so. So let's move on to like a story here of when visualization worked well for me, because I'm a huge fan of using visualization. So the story, essentially, I was working a show in Roosevelt County, which is in Portales, New Mexico. This town is less than 30,000 people. It's pretty much in the middle of nowhere. All the towns around it are very small. There's not like a main city for like hours. Basically, I was there for like 5 days working the show, 7 to 10 hours a day. And it was this county fair. So it was like a bunch of rides and, you know, corn dogs and all that good stuff. And then way off to the side, I was in this, it was an airplane hangar actually that had like 10 booths in it, just selling random knickknacks. All right. So those of you who know what I did, you know what I was selling. I was in that booth, just doing my thing, trying to get sales, but sitting there for days and just watching barely anyone come by, like maybe one person every hour, unless it was the weekend. It was just a very slow feed of people. So in order to make stuff happen, you do have to be very alert at these shows. You can't just be sitting there behind the booth on your phone, messing around, and then people walk by you and you don't even acknowledge them. You have to be present. You have to be acknowledging every person that comes by. So one of the top reps at the time was very big on visualizing customers coming up to the booth. So I said, hey, I got to make anything work for me. Let me just try this. And I sat there and I visualized, hey, they're coming to the booth. They're going to buy so much. And every person that came up, I treated with such respect and such attention because I was like, all right, this is maybe the person. Like, this is the person that's going to buy so much this show. And I did my best presentation ever. I didn't prejudge at all, which is another thing that salesmen do. They're like, I don't think this person's going to buy. So they kind of don't put as much effort in and they just try to get their no sale quicker. But I had the genuine belief that someone at this show, I don't know who they are, is just going to buy a ton from me and it's going to make my week. And this was a year that I barely hit a really big goal that I had. So it was extremely important that I was super present for each of these customers, because sure enough, after a few days of sitting there, giving everyone my full attention and selling quite a bit because of it, as you can imagine, someone came up. I was talking to her forever just about her life, what she does for work, and we just got such a good relationship going on that she finally let me do a little pitch, and she just, was so into being friends with me too that had a large pull of why she did this, but she spent over $7,000 on kitchen items that I was selling at a county fair. All right, this lady who came there to eat some cotton candy, corn dogs, go on a couple rides, and maybe swing dance for a little bit, ended up spending over $7,000 with me at the show. And the whole time I was off my phone, standing there, just visualizing and just so ready and giving myself affirmations that you're going to sell big. Someone's coming up. And all of these things translate to confidence and belief. And without a doubt, the more confident you are is going to help you get results. And your belief of believing that someone here is going to buy a bunch from me is going to naturally have you deliver your pitch better. So in my personal take on it, I didn't feel like I attracted this woman to come to this county fair, a county fair that she had been attending for over 20 years in a row, because this is one of those small towns where people don't leave that often. She had lived there her entire life. She was, well into her 30s, so probably even more than 30 years. She had been coming there every year in a row. So did I really attract her to come to my show, or has she just been doing that for the last 30 years? I can rule on what I feel like is more likely there, and maybe you can say, hey, dude, you just did it. What are you talking about, Derek? You just visualized her to come to the booth. However, did I manifest the rapport building skills that were necessary to get that sale, or had I been building up those rapport skills for the last 5 years of selling? Did I manifest the sales skills in order to sell $7,000? Or did she just say, give me your most expensive thing, I don't even need a sales pitch? Because actually, no, she was at the booth for a long time, and it wasn't like an easy sale by any means. I really had to do a great presentation. I had to handle multiple objections. She left and she came back, and we had to go back and forth forever, and I had to give her free stuff. and I had to use a lot of sales skills to close it. So even if I was able to manifest this opportunity, and maybe that's what I did to get the sale, to manifest the sale, that is what I really know that I wasn't able to do, because the sales skills and the rapport building skills that I needed in order to do that were necessary. And here I am at a show that was 7 hours away from where I lived that cost me about $400 to participate in. There was so much action and work that I had to do, and I had to sit there for days and talking to every single person, that it still didn't feel like this was all, just me using my vibrations to make her come to the booth. But you can look at the story however you want. Let me give you one other story that happened later in that year. This is a year that I was chasing after a very specific sales goal, and I was very behind. And I put together my biggest 2 months ever. If you've been listening to the podcast for a while, you've probably heard the story once or twice, but I was able to hit my goal basically on the last day. Now, how it was happening these last 2 weeks leading up to me hitting my goal, and I was so far behind, I was working at a mall. I was working a mall kiosk, selling that same product, these kitchen supplies, and I was talking to everyone, okay? Anyone who walked by the booth. Hey, how's it going? Hey, happy holidays, happy holidays. And, just talking to every person that comes by the booth and doing as much as I can. And it got to the point where I'm like, okay, no one else is coming to the show. Like, what else can I do to influence this? And this is a time where, like, if I look back on, if I was really big on the law of attraction, I probably would have sat down, wrote out, someone's going to come to the booth today and buy this much, and, wrote that over and over, and, drew some sparkles around it, and, sat there and meditated and thought about people coming to the booth. But, that wasn't on my radar of things to do. What I did do is I drove to the liquor store. I bought 24 bottles of wine. I emailed all of my customers. I said, hey, I've got free wine for anyone of you that wants to come and just say hi. Just come by at the show. You don't have to buy anything, and I'll give you a free bottle of wine just for being one of my customers. Thank you so much. And within the next week or so, I had given all those bottles of wine out. I gave myself another 24 sales opportunities of getting people to come to the mall. And I did that through means of innovation and acting on it and working hard for it. And that's how I hit my goal. And consistently, the goals that I hit in the last day or two, which has been a shitload of them, have been me working to the last second and innovating and doing something crazy. Just making a ton of phone calls, asking like who can buy something. It's always been me working until the last second. So does positive thinking affect your work? Absolutely. If you attack your day with a positive mindset and you're happy, you're going to naturally attract more people to you. If you are writing down your goals, you're going to be much more likely to hit them, because now you actually have a direction that you're going. If you're going to visualize sales happening and things going well for you, that's going to naturally translate to you believing in yourself more, which is going to help you get more sales. So all the things that go into doing the law of attraction, or, gratitude, expressing what you're grateful for, that absolutely is a great way to make you happy. And if you're happy, a lot of other things are going to go well for you. If you're practicing affirmations, saying, I'm strong, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. That was a big one for me for years. I just look in the mirror, I can be like, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. And I just say it over and over and over and over until motivation would hit me. And then I'd take that motivation and I'd turn it into action. But all of these things also have an explanation outside of vibrational frequencies making things happen for me. And that's why the law of attraction to me is more of a theory of attraction. And whatever it is to you is whatever it is to you. So if you listen to this whole episode and you are still gung-ho on the law of attraction, I freaking love you. Props to you for being able to entertain ideas that, I'm still not even claiming to be ideas. I'm just talking from my personal experience that if you're out there trying to attract wealth and you're spending 10 times the amount of time, sitting there thinking about it rather than action, this might be one of the reasons why your manifestations of wealth aren't always working for you. So be sure also that if you are going to look at investing in one of these very expensive programs, to going to a multiple day conference for $9,000 that I saw someone do, one of my good friends told me about. They went to a $9,000 3-day event on the law of attraction. Just remember that there's nothing easier to sell in the world than law of attraction coaching. So if it's not fairly priced, then you might want to stay away from it, because this is probably someone who is just selling something that is extremely easy to market at a high ticket price. I don't want you guys getting roped into $30,000 of debt just because you're sold on the idea of you're going to be able to think anything that you want to in your life after that. It's not something that I have used. However, I have consistently hit my goals that I want to, and I honestly do feel like what I want to happen in the world is as a matter of me manifesting them, but through my actions more so than my thoughts. My thoughts will lead to my actions, but the thoughts alone, for me, have not been what have attracted my goals. Thoughts lead to actions. The actions lead to me accomplishing my goals consistently. So make sure you've got all your ducks in a row when it comes down to always putting action in if you're not seeing the results that you want. Thanks for listening, guys. This is an off-topic episode. We'll get right back to social media marketing next week, but I hope this resonates with some of you, and I hope it translates to results for some of you as well. Later.